Yep, so we've got another vile psychopath file for you. Let's crack on.
Prime Minister returned to work today at number 10, more than 3 weeks after he was admitted to hospital.
3. Number to symbolise Saturn.
With the effects of coronavirus. In a statement, he warned that the United Kingdom was at the moment of maximum risk.
So, good old Boris the Spider has said that we're at the moment of maximum risk. Now, it's funny how he says this just after he was at maximum risk, right? So, I've done a reptile file depicting evidence that I believe to be certain of the slit eye anomaly in his right eye, I believe, just after recovery from the hospital of contracting the supposed so-called coronavirus. Okay. Ever since then, he's been acting very fucking weird, as I'm going to show you in a moment. And one of their main things would be saying that we're hitting the moment of maximum risk, when everything just so seemed to be getting better.
There were 360 deaths reported.
Wow. Right, so, I don't know. I would say they're not even trying to hide it, lads and lasses, but they never really were. They've really fucking given up and given in now. Even more than they did when they sold their souls. Drop the 0 in Pythagorean numerology. Add double digits. And triple ones. So you got the 3 6s. And then what do they show you after that? Understand that 666 is one of the most important numbers for obvious reasons. This next one is even more important though.
In the UK in the past 24 hours, reflecting a steady fall since a peak in early April, and it brings the official total of deaths to 21,092. But that number,
oh, he'll tell you, but I'm going to tell you first, okay? Right, so 2 and 1, they've put the dash. So 2 and 1 is 3. Here they have 9 and 2. 9, 10, 11. 3 11s is what? 33. Their favourite fucking number, isn't it? The supposed age that they murdered Christ on the cubed cross. The celebration of Satan by mocking Jesus. Okay? Now I've told you, let's let him tell you.
The official total of deaths to 21,092.
Checkmate.
But that number is likely to be much higher once deaths in the community and in care homes in England and Northern Ireland are included.
Funny how they haven't included them though, isn't it? You see, all the time that they say they haven't included it, they can make up their own fucking numbers. Do you understand that? There's no way you can prove the statistics. You couldn't, even if they did include what they've mentioned, they haven't. But that is why they don't. And they put all this out there, you know, how they need to look after old age pensioners, blah, 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 blah. They're not even fucking mentioning them. They're not even mentioning the number of a guesstimation to how many might have been included, let alone their names, let alone any help for them as human beings. With me?
Let's go live to Westminster and our political editor, Laura Kingsburg.
Thanks, Hugh. Well, this whole journey is really without any parallel. The Prime Minister having...
Without any parallel? Okay. Well, they parallel everything. What did I tell you about the words they use symbolising... The words they use mirror their lifestyle, okay? I've shown you this one before. They like this area. So you get the church, which is on the right-hand path, which would be goodness. And then you can't see it here, but you could in the other psychopath file that I've made. This is the London Eye. It's the royal colour of purple for Freemasonry. It's also the one-eye symbolism. And it's on the left hand of her, the left-hand path. Okay? Which is evil. Oh, with the black Saturnalian hooped rings for earrings. You see that?
Having suffered from the disease himself, returned today to declare the first phase almost over and to start at least to try to set the tone for the second. But this virus The effect on our economy, the effect on our politics is nothing familiar. There are nothing for the government to easily refer back to. There are still so many unknowns, even well over a month into all of this. And that's why caution is...
Yeah, see, so they'll give caution without any similarity. Do you understand? They're giving you facts based on fiction.
still very much at the top of the government's list.
Of course it is. It's the only way to control us. Oh, I really thought that was a looter then. Go on, mate. Right through the fucking door.
The lectern is kept for major moments. Or is Johnson ready to show...
Yeah, so you see the cross being the seal for Saturn. If you turn your head slightly to the left or the right, that's what it is. It's an X, okay? And the lion, king of the jungle, king of this world, Satan.
He's back in residence.
The black bricks, the black box, the Pandora's box, the Saturn cube.
Not red.
So you notice one rainbow here, and you're going to see the amount on the other window just after this newly devised reptilian Boris. I believe he's had the snake over makeover. If you watch the way he speaks now, I'm sure you would be vibrant, full of energy after recovering from an invisible fucking illness, but nonetheless, it's not him. It's quite a character, right? Well, no, not anymore. This is someone else, or should I say something else? Oh, by the way, this has always been satanic. I've gone over the tales before. The reason they're like serpents is to show that they are connected to the mirage, okay? The creatures, because it speaks for itself. So if we know that unicorns aren't real, right? I believe at one point they probably were. You see, Satan created a lot of his own animals, hence the horn. And the lion is, as I just said, the king of the jungle, king of this world, okay? But the reason we know the serpent to be real, the unicorns aren't, okay? So the fact that the serpent is attached to the unicorn says one thing, that the real is hiding behind the false. The real is hiding behind the fake, the true is hiding behind the false. Do you understand? It's controlling what you're seeing. That's all that is. So, I now introduce you to newly improved Alpha Dre Borison.
Ready to say in detail what's coming next.
I want to thank you, the people of this country, for the sheer grit and guts you've shown and are continuing to show. If this virus were a physical assailant, an unexpected and invisible mugger.
Just told you in plain sight what it is. It does exist to the degree and level, which I love, of being a fucking flu. Okay, to us it's the flu. To them it's a lot more. What do they call it? An invisible assailant, an invisible mugger. That's exactly what we're dealing with, isn't it? The invisible enemy. It's not fucking there. Watch him. It's not who he was.
Which I can tell you from personal experience, it is. Then this is the moment when we have begun
So from personal experience, he knows that it's not real. That's what he just said, okay?
together to wrestle it to the floor.
You see what? This is what I'm talking about. They characterise the invisible enemy. The example I use is cancer, the fight against cancer. Now, don't you think for a second that I'm taking the piss here, because I'm not. Okay, my father died of cancer. Many of my family members have. All right, I probably would have if I hadn't quit smoking. So it's one of the pinpoint ones they use. They'll say, let's show cancer who's boss. Go away, cancer, you bully. Do you see what I'm saying? And once you characterise something like that, you feel like it's beatable. In this, you know what I mean? In the way of, well, as a joy, it's just another psyop. It's just another way of doing it. So to wrestle this invisible enemy to the floor, how the fuck does that even make any sense? How are you going to do that? It's invisible, right? First of all. And second of all, it's not a physical fucking thing. But they make you think that it is, think. There's that word that they always use because they want you to think. All the time you're thinking, you don't know. Okay, nothing is sure. It's all probablys and possiblies. That's how they fuck with you. What do they show you here, people? They show you the mother and they show you what's controlling her. Because the mother is a machine. Understand? Mother Nature is Mother Science. This is controlling this, and this is controlling that, and that is controlling us.
But the thinking in number 10 is that the virus is not yet down and out, and the risk of another more deadly outbreak outweighs immediate concerns over the economy.
I understand your impatience. I share your anxiety.
Right, okay.
And yes,
So,
I can see the long-term consequences of lockdown as clearly as anyone.
he understands and he shares. Yeah? I understand your impatience and I share your anxiety. Not I sense your impatience or I feel your anxiety. There's no attachment, there's no heart anymore. Do you understand this? That's why it's all about the brain and nothing about the heart. And when I say brain, I don't mean mind, by the way. Your mind and your brain are not the same thing. They only have their brain. They only have the reptilian brain. Do you understand?
And I want to get this economy moving lockdown. And yes, I can see the long-term consequences of anxiety. And yes, I can see the long-term consequences of lockdown as clearly as anyone. And I want to get this economy moving as fast as I can, but I refuse to throw away all the effort and the sacrifice of the British people and to risk a second major outbreak and huge loss of life and the overwhelming of the NHS.
Right, so when he says loss of life, he's not saying because he cares about the loss of our lives, okay? It's the loss of what you can do with our lives, okay? The enslavery. What master wants to lose his slaves? They have to do more fucking work themselves, right? That's what that's about, okay? It's also playing on your heartstrings. It's another attack on the heart. Because now, if you moan or groan about the lockdown being extended, well, you know, you're dishonouring all these innocent human beings that have passed from it. Do you see how he did that? I refuse to let more lives go by letting you all go. To put it on you.
And I ask you to contain your impatience.
Hold your nerve, Pat.
She thought she'd just get that in there. Hold your nerve. Do you know what that means? To hold your nerve? So to grip your feelings. To shut the fuck up and let it happen.
Promising to explain openly the eventual way through. Eventually.
And we simply
Yeah, eventually.
cannot spell out now how fast or slow or even when those changes will be made. But these decisions will be taken with the maximum possible transparency.
The maximum possible transparency. There's a fucking dirty string of words, don't you think? The maximum possible transparency. Just say full transparency. They can't because they can't give it. And if they say that they can, it affects their cosmic karma. So they're telling you in plain sight, they will give you the maximum possible truth without actually giving you enough. It won't be full transparency. Do you understand that? If it was, this would be a lot different. We'd be the ones in charge. And we don't even need to be. They're only in charge because we charge them. Do you understand where that comes from? To be in charge means you're charging, which means you're feeding on others. Our Leech, okay?
and I want to share all our working and our thinking, my thinking.
Our thinking, my thinking. What did I tell you about thinking? You understand? You overstand. When you think, you can be manipulated because you don't know. Oh, I think this happens, or I think it's this way, I think it's that way, I think it's the other. Means you don't know. So anytime they say thinking, remember that's all they can fucking do. Okay? And that's all they want you to do, because all the time you're thinking, they can induce fear.
With you, the British people. Together we will come through this all the faster, and the United Kingdom will emerge stronger than ever before.
Does that seem like old Boris the Spider you remember? It doesn't to me. I think the real worm's taken its toll now. That's why it was one eye anomaly, not two. Okay? I think she's trying to tell you the same thing I am.
A couple of weeks ago, we met the Rooks in Wolverhampton who'd almost been enjoying the sunshine of lockdown. But 35 days in,
Dressing their kids up in the 7 rings of Saturn, the rainbow, the 7 colours of the rainbow. Understand? Lucifer, the light bearer. Not very fair, is it? The rabbits also stand for Lucifer too. I might just put out there.
Lucy's eager to hear more.
Canaanite. Look at the fangs, okay? The canines.
We want to start hearing the conversation of what life might look like.
Lucifer always has Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Lucifer in the sky, because he's a prince of the airwaves with diamonds. Diamonds is 33. The age they killed Christ on the cube cross. Rook is a pawn move. Okay? That's what they're doing to us, moving us on their black and white chessboard. Get it? Got it.
Now,
Watch the fangs.
Those conversations every day up and down the country in our living rooms. And I think
You see? Canaanite, ladies and gentlemen. The brow, the ears, the nose, the fangs. That's how you tell, okay? Not really the eyes. That's more alpha draconian reptilians. The eyes don't tell you too much of Canaanites. The teeth, especially, and the ears, because they are dog-like in nature. They are wolf-like in nature. Understand? Overstand.
Having those conversations every day up and down the country in our living rooms.
Just got bit.
And I think it's because having those conversations every day up and down the country.
Look at that shit. Just look.
In our living rooms.
They are descendants of Cain. Okay, Cain killed his brother and feasted on his flesh and grew canines. They are vampires. Do you understand?
We're to start hearing.
That's why she's dressed her son up like that.
The conversation of what life might look like after lockdown. We're having those conversations every day up and down the country in our living rooms. And I think if the government thinks that to have that conversation with us might confuse us, is a bit patronising. I think we need to have some hope.
We need to have some hope. They're talking about them, not you. She's controlled opposition. Right, this geezer's last name, they like surnames because they consider themselves sirs. They don't like Christian names, get it? Is Woodhouse. That's to do with the Masonic Lodge. See the yellow, the blue, and the pith of the divine feminine. And listen to the name they give of the road. You'll never know what road he lives on. That's why they can give it and get away with it. Listen to this shit to finalise this with.
We first met Hector Woodhouse.
This is the view from my office window.
Who lives on his own in Linlithgow nearly a month ago.
In Lilith Good.